And the inner sanctum has been called to order. Wanderer,
Yeah.
Dr. Cyrus Oblivion,
Howdy. Here.
and I too am here, and all is well. Welcome everyone back to the Sanctum Sanctorum. I'm your illustrious host, Widow's Son. With me are my two awesome co-hosts, the Wanderer and Dr. Cyrus Oblivion. Not sure where our special guest is at the moment. But he has all of the link and information and all of that, so hopefully he will be joining us soon. We are going to be joined today by Mr. Cas Warfox, good friend and supporter of the show. Was on just a little over a year ago with me. Does a lot of really, really awesome work going after predators and things like that. But of course, we'll get more into that once he joins us. But great person to talk to, and it's always an honor to speak to him. And it's been a while, so I'm really, really looking forward to having him come back and join us today. But and the chat has begun to open up, and it is Bonk.
Fuck you.
Bonk, don't make me bring you in here, all right? We're gonna get some shit talking going is what's gonna happen.
Get him here, man.
Well, we're gonna give our guest time to join us today. So if you haven't already, go ahead and like the stream. That really helps us out. Hit that subscribe button, get the notification bell on, and we are certainly looking forward to speaking with everyone and having some fun today. Want to also, as always, give a shout out and much love to my mentor, Sir Hatman. I'm sure he will be lurking around somewhere today. He always is, and what a joy to have him around. So if you don't already, go ahead and also subscribe to my mentor, Sir Hatman, a gentleman and a scholar, as I call him, and his content is amazing. His live streams on Fridays are awesome as well. So please go and show him some love and check him out. Fellas, how have you guys been, man?
I'll let Doc go first.
Been pretty good, man. I got a new couch. Friend was moving out, and she was like, "Hey, do you want this couch?" I was like, "Sure, I'll take it."
And there he is. Welcome, sir.
There's that, man. So yeah, having a pretty good week.
Well, good to hear you got a new couch. I mean, it wasn't the one you got rid of wasn't like horribly stained, was it?
It was falling. You couldn't stain it, but it was falling apart.
Wanderer, how about you? How's your week been, bro?
Well, I got my college results, and I'm really happy with them.
Well, please share them with the rest of the class.
Well, I got a merit, which is like the second highest of what you can get. And like my individual grades, I got one of them was a distinction, which is the highest grade you can get. So I did pretty fucking good, and I'm really happy. And yeah, I'm off to university, and yeah, I can't wait to start. And in other news, I went out clubbing the same night that my results day was. I didn't get horribly drunk, but my friends did, and one of my friends actually got COVID from that night. So I got to do a test later. What else have I been doing? I've been working. My hands hurt a lot. I watched the final episode of the Bad Batch season 1. That was pretty fucking good. And I've just been playing like Fallout 3, and that's about it. I need to get working on some other videos though, and do my driving test.
Yeah, that driving test.
Actually, not my test, my lessons. Fuck, I haven't even started my lessons.
18 and don't know how to drive. That's weird.
Well, I was gonna start quite a while ago, but then the pandemic hit, and there was a big queue, so I didn't enroll myself, and that's basically what happened.
Well, as long as you pass.
Yeah, and I will crash.
Now remember what I told you before we came on the air. Remember, left side.
Left side. Right side. Your republic is forfeit.
No, left side. Well, of all the diseases you can get on a night out, COVID isn't the one you want. Usually one of the diseases he would be speaking of is just a simple shot of penicillin, maybe.
Yeah, it'd be pretty funny if I followed it up by saying I got an STD, but like, why is everybody pissed at me now? Bruh! I'm not a communist, I was just joking. They're fucking shooting me.
Big Chungus is funnier than Bonk.
That is actually pretty true.
Uh, myself, I actually just got another raise at work.
Nice.
Man. Good job.
Yeah, like just completely like out of the blue. And earlier this month, like I've already been working there like 2 years. So,
Congratulations. We like your podcast so much, we're going to give you a raise.
I, well, sure, we'll go with that. But no, I mean, other than that, and just working. I mean, oh my God, for the last week or so, it has absolutely just been a fucking scorcher down here. I mean, you if you walk outside even for like 2 minutes, you're in a full sweat. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous, man.
We've had some pretty shitty weather, so.
Yeah, we've had some super hot weather here lately.
I was really hoping that the summer this year wouldn't be that bad, and then the later in the year it got, the hotter it started getting, which usually happens sometimes not, but it just came out of fucking nowhere this time. No, so Wanderer, I gotta know, how's the bass playing coming along?
I actually haven't played my bass in quite a long time, and the reason for that is because basically I got so caught up with work and shit like that, and my hands were killing me. So like when my hands start hurting too much, I can't play bass. So that's kind of what happened. But I fully learned For Whom the Bell Tolls, as well as I believe it was Erase Me by Remo Drive, as well as I think I started to learn Sanitarium and then just kind of gave up because my hands were killing too much. Yeah, that's kind of how that's going. All painful. What the fuck?
What?
I just found a gun called All Painless.
Hey, Zabrax here.
All painful.
Oh, Doc, did you not have your rank test yet?
No, that's coming up at the end of August, the 27th and 28th.
Oh, you know me, I work nights, and so sometimes time and everything, days slip away from me. So forgive me for not remembering. Are you ready is the question.
Ready-ish. Like when it comes to the katas and all of the moves that we do and the sparring, I'll be ready for that. But the terminology and some of the history stuff, I'm kind of nervous on.
Do you have breaks to do too?
Nope.
Really?
Nope. Yeah. That's a Taekwondo thing.
I remember when I did take Taekwondo for a while and was actually very good at it. And one of the requirements, especially for for the black belt test, for your red, brown, and black belts, you had to break. I think it was just brown and black. You had to break, or maybe don't. Words is hard. I think it was just for your black belt. You had to break at least one brick, and if you didn't break it, you could pass everything else. If you did not break that brick, they rescheduled it, and you started completely over.
Yep, that's how it was. That's how it was for us too when I did Taekwondo.
Oh, I saw one guy have to do it. One person didn't do it. And I felt so bad for him because he kicked ass at everything else. Uh, so has anyone heard from Stew Dog?
No.
I have not heard from him in a while.
I've been wondering about him. I I've sent him messages and everything like that. So Stew Dog, if you're listening later, man, reach out to one of us. Let us know how you are. We miss you around here. So, all right, Wanderer, what are you breaking into now?
Somebody's safe. It's like in a power substation. I don't know. I just thought I'd steal some shit, okay? I'm playing like a morally grey character who doesn't really give a shit about anything. And he's
So
also
you're-
a part of the Brotherhood Outcasts.
So you're a nihilist, basically.
Yeah, Darth Nihilus. Yeah, I'm making a video
We
on that guy.
don't. We believe in nothing, Lebowski.
I believe
bel-
in the Big Lebowski. I believe in the dude.
Well, all should believe in the dude.
Yeah,
All
'cause
should
the
believe.
dude abides, bro.
Indeed, he does. He does. So now this is 3, correct?
Yeah, this is Fallout New Vegas, but like
Oh.
I've got an add-on that basically adds Fallout 3 into New Vegas called Halo 2 Wastelands. So I'm playing Fallout 3 in Fallout New Vegas.
Oh wow.
It's really impressive. It takes a fucking like shit ton to install and stuff because it's really weird, but yeah, it works and it's really cool.
You know what? What I'm going to do, Bonk, if you can, I'm going to send you the link. Now, I know you went to, and I'm glad he's around, and I just happened to think about it, but I remember he said that he was going to that last Townsend show, and I would love to hear about that.
Yo,
So,
Widows, do you recognize that?
hang on, give me just a second. I'm in Discord right now. All right, hang
Hi.
on. All right, here it comes. Do I recognize that?
Yeah. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's the Washington Monument.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and then over there's the Capitol building.
Oh, okay. Oh, so Fallout 3 takes place in Washington?
Yeah, it takes place in DC, and some of the DLC takes you to Pittsburgh,
Oh, wow.
and obviously New Vegas is set in Vegas, Nevada, and bits and pieces of like Utah and stuff in the DLC. I know I forgot where the Divide takes place, but yeah, that's somewhere. It's somewhere to like the I don't know where it is. Then Fallout 1 and 2 are in California. Fallout 3 is in DC. Fallout 4 is in Boston, home of Bonk, and
Boston.
Fallout 76 is in West Virginia. And then obviously Fallout 3 is in DC, and New Vegas is in New Vegas. Part of the name, bucko.
Okay, I just sent him the link here just a second ago, so hopefully he'll be popping in here in just a moment. I haven't gotten back on New Vegas yet. I haven't. I'm going to. I promise you I'm going to. I told you I would buy the game. I did, and I promised you I would play it, and I'm going to. Is that a zombie?
That's a ghoul.
Yeah,
Oh,
ghouls are basically rotting, walking corpses.
Basically, a ghoul is
It causes
a
radiation
human
sickness.
who is heavily affected by radiation. So most of these people weren't let in the vaults when the bombs dropped, and like their skin melts off, their hair falls out, their voice box is like
It's radiation
corroded.
sickness.
so they're kind of like walkers, except conscious.
It's kind of like humans who have found a way to survive with radiation sickness because the way they look, when you look at pictures of people who have died from radiation sickness, that's how they look. There was one Japanese scientist who was exposed to the most lethal dose of radiation, from running some experiments, and the doctors and scientists were like, well, we've never seen someone who has progressed with this before. So basically, they kept the guy alive just to see what would happen to the human body if you
That's
lived
fucking
radiation.
cruel.
Yeah, it
Dude.
was. I mean, the guy died the most painful death possible.
That's
And-
like some enclave shit, dude.
Yeah, it was. It was.
That's
I mean,
fucking awful.
he died the most painful death possible. Another guy, one of the guys who died from radiation sickness in the U.S. was look up the Demon Core and what happened. That claimed 2 lives, and eventually they melted it down and distributed it out. So you're not ever going to find the Demon Core in existence. But they had this ball of uranium between I can't remember, or no, it's plutonium, and they had between, I can't remember, it may have been like 2 tungsten sphere or 2 tungsten halves of a sphere. I can't remember what the exact metal was.
Yeah.
But this one guy was keeping keeping it pried open with just a screwdriver, and he was trying to get it as close to critical mass without it actually going into critical mass. Well, they were telling him, dude, you need some safety procedures around this, safety precautions to keep it from accidentally closing. And he was, oh, it'll be fine. Well, the dude slipped, and the screwdriver slipped out, and the 2 halves closed, and it went to critical mass like that. The people witnessing it said that they saw this blue flash of light, and the guy got the screwdriver wedged between the pieces, but he knew at that moment that he was pretty much doomed. And so what he did is he set everything back up, and I think checked himself into a hospital. I can't remember how the rest of that story, how that happened, but at some point he wound up in the hospital and died a few days later in just excruciating agony.
Jesus.
Yeah, because what happens is your cells are destroying themselves from just all over the place, and that's why like there's a certain amount of sieverts that totally destroy your cells, their ability to replicate. So It's one of the reasons why radiation sickness can take a day or two, depending on the severity of it, for it to show up. And if someone starts puking after radiation exposure, that means that they've gotten radiation sickness they've gotten a fatal dose of it, and they will die. There is nothing to do for them. And so when the cells start replicating, they're replicating faulty because the genetic material has either been obliterated or been totally scrambled. So I mean, it's just it's awful.
It's awful.
I mean,
Yeah, I fucking hate radiation. Like the thought of radiation poisoning is just disgusting to me. It's awful.
What's up, truly Canadian?
It's really like I remember watching documentaries on like Chernobyl and like what happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki and like stuff like that. Just some of the stuff they were talking about and stuff, it was just awful, and I hated it.
Well, and at Chernobyl, when they were talking about what happened there, they are still they finally moved in the new sarcophagus in place. I don't know if you knew what happened there, but they had that temporary sarcophagus built. But because radiation does what radiation does, it started deteriorating the concrete. So they constructed another one off-site, put it on train tracks, and wheeled it into place. And they sealed up that other one because they know that the other sarcophagus is eventually going to collapse and cave in.
Yeah.
What's going to be really interesting is what happens if it hits the elephant foot that's there at the bottom, because they're still concerned that it could mix with the groundwater, and if it does mix with the groundwater, you're going to see a huge explosion, and that sarcophagus that they just built is going to be pointless.
That's amazing.
Because it could blow the top of it off and obliterate it.
Yeah.
Dude, that elephant thing's so fucked up.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Blanc.
Yeah, well,
It's our friend from New England. How you doing, pal?
It's me.
How you doing, pal?
Yeah, fuck you.
How you been, brother? You're roboting, sir.
He said he's pretty good, but in robot language. I heard him.
Oh, did you?
Well,
I,
kind of.
He said it in C++.
It sounded
Bought a
borderline binary. Are you there? Uh-oh.
Ain't
I
good,
think
Buster.
Good now?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah.
Good now? Okay.
Yeah.
Epic.
So how have you been?
I bought a book today, and that's been my day.
You bought a book today?
Pretty good. Yeah.
All right, what book did you buy?
Let me check what it was.
This obviously wasn't a book that
it's going to take a million years. Not one I care about. No, it's like the intro. It's like the, hey, welcome to college. This is your class you need to take because you're in college now. So we're going to make you take this class. It's like the
the worst classes.
Yeah, it's like the freshman. We're gonna talk at you for an hour and a half. On like Thursdays. That guy's a stupid face. Yeah.
It's not stupid. You're stupid.
No, he's pretty stupid. Doesn't even have a name. Oh, he's
Told him
dead.
because he had a stupid face.
Well, that's kind of fucked up. You're kind of weird. That's fucked up.
Eh.
He ate people. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, he's fucked up because he ate people.
Yeah. You're okay now. That's fine.
No. Okay. So you have the inevitable initiation handbook or book or what have you to college now.
Mm-hmm.
Just what are you going to major in, dude?
It's like marketing or somewhere in the business area. Kind of like a catch-all, do whatever you want thing.
Just gonna do my own shit. It's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'll build my own company.
I
And
got
invest-
a three-step plan. Step 1, move into dorm. Step 2, become a bartender. Step 3, buy a motorcycle. That's
That
my
sounds epic.
three-step
I want a
plan.
motorcycle.
Dude,
There's a step
I've got
4
one.
in there somewhere.
Right.
I know.
Hit
There
a
is no
telephone
step
pole.
4.
Hit a telephone pole.
It happened right down the road from me. Like, it happened twice. I think like the same day, like 2 different places.
Dude, there was a really bad electric scooter crash like right outside my house. Don't fucking laugh. The guy was like, the guy literally couldn't breathe because he crushed his
Wow.
fucking ribs.
Well, that's fucked up. But
It is really fucked up.
When-
He
That's
was
like
bleeding
having
from
a-
like
it's
7
called
gashes in his head.
That's like having a Segway accident. You know.
yeah, exactly.
He was like, no, my dad literally saw it walking Bobby, and he went over and said, Jesus, fuck, are you all right? And he was like, I cannot breathe. I'm going to fucking die. Please tell my family and my children I love them.
You're focusing on the bad part of the auto wreck. Instead, look at the funny part. He was driving an electric scooter.
Exactly.
Yeah, look at the bright side, you know?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
like
sure as hell don't know if he's dead or not, but hey, it was kind of funny.
well,
in
he's
Nashville,
probably not dead.
I hope he's not dead. That'd be really fucking sad.
That would
He's like everybody's telling him, look, years from now you're gonna look back on this and laugh. I promise.
you're gonna look back on this and say, "Why did I own an electric scooter?" And then
dude,
it only
so-
goes up from here.
So those
You guys
bird
are
scooters and all of those scooter rental companies, people in Nashville and in other cities are so sick and tired of seeing them. They are randomly collecting them and dropping them off into like ravines and stuff like that.
Oh, yo, my brothers. Yeah, I fucking hate those scooters.
I do too, man.
Please
Yeah,
tell me
dude.
to bang rocks together.
As much as I refuse to wear a helmet on like a normal bike because I'm a brave boy, I'm not afraid of the pavement when I'm going 2 miles, not like 0.2 miles an hour on my bike. I crashed a snowmobile once, like straight into a tree, and like I
You're not
caught my.
supposed to do that.
Well, I know, but like
the tree got in his way.
it like who put that thing there? Dude?
The
Are
tree,
you shitting me?
the tree,
Beard.
the
Whose
tree.
Oh,
idea
this
No.
is
was
going to
this,
be
you know?
interesting.
No, the tree stepped out in front of him.
Yeah,
The tree was
and
meant. It could
I
have
like
been-
I would have went like straight face first into the tree, but I caught my like legs on the handlebars.
What the fuck is it doing?
The Y, the YMCA.
Let's take a screenshot of this shit.
Okay, so you went to the last Townsend show, correct?
I did do that. Yep,
All right, we have to know, how was it?
it was pretty dang good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So good friend of the band, Bob Gibbs, rented out this. It's like a park. It's like a park, and they have like this little wooden stage. It was like $100 security deposit, $30 rent, or something like that.
Yeah.
And you had to like sign a thing with the town or whatever. So there was 3 bands. The Warped, which Danny also drums for, Sauce on the Side, which are cool guys, and Townsend came on last.
Right.
And yeah, it was a cool show. Everybody had a good time.
I saw some posts on Instagram about it. It looked really fucking cool.
Yeah, it was really good.
Was there a big turnout?
I'd say so. There's a lot of parents in the back on chairs. All of us were up front. It was actually a lot of people.
You know, I miss seeing little shows like that. You know, and just like you talking about it, just makes me think to when I was going to the VFW hall or to a pool hall to see local punk rock bands play for like $2 or $3 to get in the door. And you don't really see that a whole lot anymore.
Yeah, no, you kind of have to know. Well, it's where to look and who to look for, really.
Right. I mean, I found out about it, you know, through hanging out with the punk rock kids at school. And one of them invited, his band was playing, and he was like, come out and check it out. I'm like, okay. And then just like that first show, I was hooked. Like every time there was one going on, like I had to be there because I enjoyed it so much. And just, and I mean, this was their last one, like pretty much.
This is
period.
this is their last one altogether. Danny
Mhm.
might keep the name as like his own thing. This is the last show that we know is happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, or maybe they'll do a few surprise ones here and there.
Yeah. Well, one of the guitarists is going to college in Tennessee, so he gets back on winter break on December 10th. So there's that. But other than that,
Wanderer, where are you now?
Vault 112.
Costco.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Actually, it's
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Man, the Costco I used to live at had this
You
parking
lived.
garage.
You lived in a Costco.
Yeah. I lived in a Costco, you know.
What the fuck?
Aisle 5. I live next to the Windex.
It's like the 24-hour challenges in Costco.
Yeah. But it had this parking garage like under it, and there's this big hill. So you just go down on like the shopping carts because you're 4 and you want to fall down and die. Yeah, that was fun.
It's like Bam Margera and all those guys in the CKY videos running shopping carts into curbs and like flying into bushes and
Oh,
on
yeah.
asphalt.
Shopping
You ever
carts.
fucked a girl?
No.
Shopping carts are unreasonably fun for what they are, you know, shopping carts.
Yeah, I mean all that metal on
Yeah,
wheels.
they
I
just
mean,
got to make them a less appealing design.
What do you suggest?
Little tyke cars. Like, just make them blue and red plastic, and everybody will be like, "That's fucking lame, bro."
No, just give everybody a motorized scooter. But
Why
no,
they-
then you're
Oh,
no,
true.
no. Then you'd want to steal one and soup the engine up so you can.
Okay, come on, act like you don't want to take the Walmart, like the Walmart auto.
That
You know
doesn't
what I'm
sound
talking
like a bad idea at all.
What,
Like-
souping up the engine on one of those?
Yeah, we got Tim the Toolman Taylor here. More power.
Need like a Jetsons moving floor. What's the
Conveyor belt.
conveyor belt floor.
Hey,
Never
look
I
have to
like
walk
to
on
mount
it.
a machine gun to a shopping cart because some of those people need to get out of my way.
That's what I'm talking about.
50
Well, that's just
cal.
more appealing now. Like I want 5 of those ones.
You want like shopping cart demolition derbies,
want
kind of
the-
like Twisted Metal.
Oh, now you're talking.
Twisted Metal and shopping carts.
Oh my god, I'm just like I'm picturing a shopping cart. It's got like this plate on it, the Annihilator. It's just some guy in a shopping cart.
With a 50 cal strapped to the front.
Yeah.
Lord, we're gonna see Bonk on the national news. Some
Time
weird
to end
guy,
the VR chat.
some random guy strapped a machine gun to a shopping cart and drove around just aimlessly firing in the air. Oh man,
God, I see neighborhoods like this all the fucking time.
What the
Well,
fuck?
Get glitched out, loser.
It's because I've got a Pip Boy mod on.
dude, you look like fucking. It's Leave It to Beaverville, dude.
Why am I still
yeah,
over
yeah,
encumbered? I'm gonna go into God mode, so
You
I'm not
look like
over
your
encumbered
name's
anymore.
Colin.
You know
Oh
what
wait,
the
did I
dirty?
just
You know what the dirtiest words ever said on television are?
Fart.
there we go.
Ward, I think you were a little hard on the beaver.
So somebody called somebody a wanker on live TV.
Wow.
Okay, but that's like a British insult, so it's not a real one. It just makes me laugh. Like if somebody came up and said, "You wanker," I'm gonna laugh in their face.
You know, you're an absolute fucking wanker.
I just did it to you just now in real time.
Yeah. Keep talking, bucko.
I
mean,
gotta
if
say
you-
that is probably
if you want.
my favorite cultural curse word or
Wanker.
insult is calling someone a bloody wanker
Bloody
because
wanker.
here it doesn't. It means nothing here.
It
Some-
has
Woman.
no meaning.
Dude, what is
Wanker.
is she wearing a mask? It looks like she's wearing a mask.
Nah, she ain't. But this ain't a woman. This is actually an evil scientist.
Ooh, my bad.
She looks like that Momo character.
She's like meant to be like
I
the fucking
I did
Annabelle
my
of this
best to
entire
forget
VR
that.
sim.
Wait, what did you say, Bonk?
What I said, I did my best to forget that character.
Yeah, thanks, Doc. Doc likes to bring up awkward things that people want to try to forget about, but he doesn't want to let them.
It's not
So-
awkward. It's just like I don't even know what world I'd have to be in to think about that again.
Apparently, in this one,
It's like
because
not even. It's not worth thinking about.
How can I kill people?
She's a nice lady.
Start killing them. See that gnome right there? That was fucking awesome.
got my fists up. I'm just gonna start smacking people.
Equip sunglasses.
That's a good song.
Slapper.
You know that fucking one?
Yeah,
Listen to too
you
much
sent
of
it to
my
me like
playlist.
last year.
I probably did.
What
Seen
did
it
what
like
did you
a
send
while.
him?
A Hot Mulligan album.
Well, you sent me the song Equip
Oh, just the
Sunglasses.
song?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to talk about a song about sunglasses? Now you should listen to "Cheap Sunglasses" by ZZ Top. Now, that's a good song.
I don't think
What is
it's
this?
about sunglasses. I can't think of a single word he actually says in this song. I think he says drugs at one point.
Bugs.
Drugs.
That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just drugs. Drugs. Okay.
It's a very clean bathtub you've got here. How do I get the pints? Oh, where am I?
You're in some stranger's home, Wanderer. That's what.
I'm in
Well,
VR
child, you
shot.
just
It's a
broke into
sin.
my house. You're in my kitchen right now.
Like, I just like breaking into random houses and standing in people's kitchens just to see how they react. It's a thing. It's.
He's just like, have a great day. I've just snuck into his house.
I
trying to
just
find a
broke
pamphlet.
into your house and you're telling me to have a great day.
Dude,
Yeah, there's a gnome.
what like how unlucky do you have to be that when you enter the happy VR fake zone, you end up as a 50-year-old man, and like everybody else is like a kid or in their 20s.
I don't know. Fuck you,
Now,
Roger.
now look.
Or be
you just-
named Roger. That
he looks like the guy from the OxyClean commercials.
Billy Mays.
Yeah, he looks like Billy.
yes.
Oh,
He looks.
Feel.
Looks like
Oh wait, no, that's Billy Mays. That's not fucking Phil Swift.
he looks like Billy Mays without the
I gotta
coat.
get them mixed up.
have y'all seen the Billy Hillbilly Maze does OxyClean? He's
No.
like, you want to get your washing machine all cleaned up? You need OxyClean right here.
There's a new one, isn't there? It's not Billy Mays anymore. It's like somebody else. It's got like an accent. Johnny Starr here for OxyClean.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
the
Aye,
tough
aye.
stains out the first time.
Aye.
What have I done? I've just placed some like fucking weird
You just put the like
lingerie on some guy's desk.
When Wanderer, why are you putting random lingerie on some person's desk?
I don't know. I just found it in the
Pranked,
woman's room.
pranked,
Yeah, I'm doing an epic prank. You're a
young
shit there.
bitch.
Billy Mays, your lingerie is downstairs.
Hey Billy,
None of this is real.
it's funny. but it's
Except
true.
your perceived reality.
It's that fucking lemonade. Nice.
It's that lemonade kid.
Give me that sweet roll you got from Old Lady Palmer.
Now, dude, you just keep breaking into people's houses. This is not right, Wanderer.
They're okay with it.
Everybody's welcome in everybody's house. So that means that like you just like random people walking in your front door at midnight every day. I mean, come on.
The small town lifestyle. The front porches of America.
Just walk into your kitchen at like 1 o'clock in the morning. One of your
Hey,
neighbors
neighbor,
is sitting there.
just fixing up some
I'm using your
flapjacks.
toilet. I'm using your toilet.
I'm using your toilet.
Yeah, fuck you.
No, you see
I'm
one of your
Get out of your
Why
toilet.
why is your hallway so empty? That's really fucking weird.
I'm drinking out of your toilet.
Oh, he really
you
is.
should really think about cleaning your gutters.
Yeah, man, it really fucks up with the taste, man.
Well, your chimney's got so much soot in it. I can't breathe in here.
You're not fucking. You're not fucking.
Oh,
flush.
finally, a normal person. Oh, never mind. They're
She's-
talking about. They're talking
She's
about
talking. Yeah,
reality,
she knows.
not
She's
her
on my
house.
wavelengths, dude.
You just walk into your kitchen at 1 o'clock in the morning, see one of your neighbors sitting there eating a sandwich. It's just like, what the fuck, man?
Old lady dithers.
Oh.
Talking about the true reality again.
Once you get about a pint of whiskey into her, she starts talking really weird.
What are you talking about?
Is this even her house, or did she follow you into another person's house also?
Don't you know that squatting is allowed in all these houses, apparently?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Run along, old lady. To this.
it's all about hospitality.
Do not fucking flush the toilet, bro.
Dude, this is
Wanderer,
seriously...
nobody in this town poops. It's just
Oh,
a fact.
shit.
This is a utopia. No, well, never mind. This place.
This place sucks.
is a utopia. Walks into this place.
This is your house, isn't it? This is why you go in
Abandoned
everybody
one?
else's
Actually,
house.
there's a gnome.
Oh, that's his house. Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! It's his house.
No, this is
You
definitely
can't even
Wanderer's. This is definitely Wanderer's house because that way he can just use night vision constantly.
True.
That's
It's
weird.
just a cinder block on that table.
It's all a dream.
Now this is like some Twilight Zone shit.
What the? Is this like the fucking back rooms, dude? This is scary. I don't like this.
Well, then go out the front door.
Get
Oh
out.
my
Get out.
Some phasmophobia type beat.
That's a good move.
Actually, that was Amityville Horror, but okay.
No,
I
phasmophobia.
read a comic book on that in like elementary school.
You should watch the original movie. The original
No.
movie is really good. I know you won't, Wanderer, because you're too scared to watch horror
Yeah,
movies.
I'm wondering. I'm afraid of the house.
Fuck up, Buster. Shut the fuck up.
I'm afraid of all these houses, even though I keep breaking into them.
Dude, this wallpaper is like making my eyes bleed. It's just it's just
Fuck you.
that's the worst one.
That's the lickable wallpaper.
Yeah.
Mm.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
It's got that new plaster smell.
Oh, dude, nice painting in 360p.
Rorschach painting.
Yeah.
God, that's
Yeah.
a psycho thing to think about. Like, imagine your neighbor, like, yeah, we're having a party. Like, oh, can I go to the bathroom? Yes, down the hall to the left. You go in and there's Rorschachs framed up on the walls.
Oh,
That's weird
What
to
the-
think about.
That's weird. What's in that house?
Mr. Handy.
It's just a
Good morning,
your
sir.
friendly. That's weird. Look at that fucking chandelier. You see that shit?
Wait, where do I find the pint-sized slasher mask? I want to go kill some people.
You just gotta find it. It's probably in like a basement somewhere.
Yeah, just keep checking the toilet. Maybe you'll find it.
Yeah, keep checking the toilet tanks.
Where's the money, Lebowski?
There's money.
It's down there somewhere. Let me take another look. Why do you keep punching the gnomes,
I
dude?
fucking hate them.
Are they
Racist
stealing your?
gnomes.
Are they stealing your underpants again?
Mutual.
The underpants
Assholes.
Still in my dreams.
I can't sleep at night. Whoa!
You're just upset because you got gnomed.
I'm a gnome, and you've
I'm
got
gonna-
gnomed.
You've been gnomed.
Fucking hate him. Fucking hate him. Make
He's
the
got a-
voices stop. Punch the gnomes.
He's got to
Are you gonna punch the lemonade kid?
do it. You're a big dumb liar, Wanderer. I'm gonna use that line. That's a good one.
What?
I said, yeah, your parents
a
are getting a
big,
divorce
dumb
because of you.
liar.
You're a big dumb liar.
Punch the lemonade kid. Give me all your money.
I think that turned everybody else hostile. That was a mistake.
God, but it's so easy though.
Good job, you made him cry.
You made him cry. Thanks. That's what everyone wanted to see.
Why has he got a German accent now?
Why do
Where's
you have a
my
German accent right now?
Gaslighting. Why do you sound so German right now, Wanderer?
Yeah.
God, you sound like a
Why do you sound so New England
German
right now,
person.
Bob?
Why do you sound so British?
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. Shut up. I can say the letter R.
Hey, you put that in my car for me?
I don't have a garage full of hockey equipment. Come on, man. God, there really are a lot of those, though.
Why is this all in black and white?
Because it's a VR simulation.
It's like it's. You ever see what's that film called? It's like Pleasantville.
Pleasantville.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that.
Oh, everything starts turning to color like slowly.
Yeah, but instead of that,
Yeah,
he just
dude, I'm
starts
about to
killing
frame
people.
him. My prank is in full play. I told her to come down to the basement where I place that lingerie. I'm about to convince her that her husband's
prank is
cheating
in
on her.
full
But it's
play.
like, what a fucking... you've been trolled. Women's
not-
clothing?
I don't think she's gonna think he's been cheating.
It looks like Roger's a fan of women's clothing, he says. Break up the Rockwell's marriage without killing either of them was your mission. Nice. Fucking nice, dude.
Now go up.
Wait,
Are you gonna go upstairs and
This is
watch
just-
the aftermath?
This is just Pleasantville, but instead of the kids like helping them, they just ruin
Roger,
their
you
lives.
son of a bitch! Oh, she's running away now. Goodbye,
just
woman.
This isn't like your morally ambiguous character anymore. This is you being an asshole to these people.
Hey, if I want to be an asshole, I can be an asshole.
No, that's true. That's the point of being morally ambiguous. Now you just gotta go like save someone. Or like kill the bad guy after.
Yeah,
It was all
go
a
save
ruse.
the guy whose wife is beating the crap out of him because she thinks he's wearing women's lingerie because of you. Go save him.
What do you gotta do now? Like kill the dog?
Arrange a creative death for Mabel Henderson. What the fuck?
Oh shit.
Alright, how do I do this?
This went from like bullying a kid to breaking up like
A
some
marriage.
people's
Went from
marriage
bullying a
to
kid
killing someone.
to divorce to straight up murder.
You're just in the mob.
No running numbers for this kid. So
Nice day, isn't it?
sure.
Places ball bearings all over the ground.
Drink from the fire hydrant.
You ain't lived till you drank from the hose. God, that's like I would rather drink from like the actual faucet than the hose. The hose, like when you're a kid, there's one thing, but like you have to have a certain innocence to be like over 6 and like put the hose to your mouth and start drinking hose water.
Dude, growing up in the South, that's what you did when you were outside playing, dude.
I maybe, but like it's just
Wow.
Yeah.
I love how you just dismissed everything that I just said.
It's a hose. It's the hose water.
It's coming from the same fucking place, dude.
Okay. It coming out of your faucet is different from the hose that's been sitting on the ground for like the entire day up until the point where you took it and drank from it.
Okay.
It is coming from the same like water. So that's why I said I'd rather drink from like the faucet than the rubber hose that's been sitting there and you've probably had it their entire like life.
Bonk is like that guy who goes to Costco and buys like 70 like fucking packs of bottled water, keeps them stacked in his kitchen.
Only one. Okay, look. My house has a well, so it's not necessary. The drinking water isn't
A
like
well?
poison yet. Yeah, it's like a person. It's
Are
we
you
don't
living
have
in the
water
fucking
from the-
1800s?
No, not a.
Yeah, there's
oh
no
my
re-
god.
Yeah, Bonk doesn't have running water in his house.
Yeah, it's a well, meaning I don't get water from the town. It's not public water. It comes.
It's private water.
Yeah, it's private water, which
How
means
about I
it doesn't
arrange a
have like
creative death for
methane
this
in it.
woman?
So like at college, well, actually that doesn't matter because in college, it's not like I have a sink. So, after that point, you just get like a Brita filter or some shit, so your water isn't yellow when you drink it.
Going to beat you to death.
or just get bottled water. But nobody like, yeah,
Whatever.
Drink
floats your
water,
boat.
drink beer.
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing?
Sneaking up on him.
You're not doing a very good job.
You're not creative death. Punch her in the face.
What?
Stay still,
What?
woman.
Wanderer, what is wrong with
Stuck
you?
in this.
I got to arrange a creative death for her.
Death from above.
Scream.
I crippled her shoulder. Oh, she ran off.
There's an 8-year-old beating me up. Help.
Help! Dead. Boom.
Wow.
Broke her back.
God, Wanderer, you're such a sick fuck.
You disgust me. You just killed pixels in a video game. I'm gonna ban you on Twitter again.
Oh, don't do that.
How do I think of a creative way to kill her then?
Well,
Let me look
there's a
at
vault
right.
under
Google
his
food.
house.
Google
Yeah,
food.
my basement. It's where I keep all my hose water.
What the fuck, man? I mean, come on, man.
Well,
I mean, you've got private water, so I mean, drinking from the hose shouldn't be that bad for you. I mean, Wanderer seriously thinks you don't have running water in your house. There's no toilet. There's an outhouse.
It's not like the water that's the problem. It's the hose.
Or water runs through the hose.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yes, that process is the issue.
All right, watch this. Yo, check it out.
Are you turning the gas on in the
See,
house?
there you go. Now you're cooking with fire, gas.
Go make me a pie.
That works, bro. If I walked into somebody's house and said, "Please, go make. I want a tasty pie, please." After
Yo,
walking,
this
into
is a
their
little bit
kitchen,
of trolling. This is a little bit of trolling.
What's that movie where they're in space? It's like Jumanji, but it's not.
I mess with the pilot light.
That movie was pretty good, though. He made like a sandwich.
Has anybody seen that? Has anybody seen that atrocious attempt at another Jumanji movie?
The
actually
next level.
I actually have seen that
I've seen some of them.
with The Rock.
Yeah, yeah.
I must reiterate, The Rock. I cannot take him seriously in any acting role ever because he's just The Rock, not a character.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, these movie characters really are impressed by The Rock's combat prowess.
Dude, every time I see Dwayne The Rock Johnson in any movie, I always think of the image of him with a knife and fork, and like a stack of pancakes.
That one
Yeah, that's too funny.
a huge picture.
The only role that I've really enjoyed seeing him in was Walking Tall.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Now we got to be the pint-sized slasher.
But his pretty much all of his movies are so bad. They're so fucking bad, and he's doing like these really he's in that Jungle Cruise movie that's out or about to come out. Like, why are you doing these shitty fucking movies, dude?
Disney's got him in like a stranglehold.
Apparently, because he's willing to be in garbage movies.
Jungle Cruise. I thought I was getting even more like Jumanji ads every time I saw that. I was like, what is this? It's just The Rock drives a riverboat.
Right. This is Jumanji, except not. This is Jumanji on pot, not meth.
Yeah.
No, when I saw that they were doing another Jumanji movie and they were and they were completely just trampling on Robin Williams' performance. Like, that movie, I refuse to watch it. I absolutely refuse to watch it because it just looks so horrible.
I forget where I ended up seeing it, but it was meh. It's a movie.
I would rather sit through Double Dragon again.
Isn't that?
And that movie was terrible. I mean, it was just god fucking awful. I've seen some terrible movies in my day. I would rather watch Manos, The Hands of Fate, without Mystery Science Theater riffing on it the whole time. I would rather sit through that. And that movie is pure garbage. I mean, dude.
Yeah, I haven't seen any. Actually, no, that's a lie. I've seen a couple movies.
I haven't been to the movies in forever, dude.
Oh no, not like the movies. Actually, no, I did go to the movies a while ago. I saw that new like Saw thing, Spiral, which is like it's a Saw movie. They get put in a trap and they don't make it out because it's new Saw movies and they don't get a chance.
Right, and like they're pretty much like incredibly awful. I mean, the first one was really, really good. It was very creative.
The first one's real good.
I mean, it was very creative. The second one wasn't terrible, but then once you hit like 3 and 4, it just gets it fucking sucks.
It's just torture. I've
seen Saw Part 4.
Watching people
Saw Part 4 was
die
just like gruesome.
in weird ways.
Saw Part 4 was literally just die. That was it.
Now the first Hostel was good.
I've saw like an ad for those, but I never like watched them.
Just watch the first one. The first one is the only one that's actually worth a shit.
I also hear like Final Destination movies are pretty good.
The first couple were really good.
Well, I feel like that's always a given in any movie with sequels.
Well, the thing about it is like certain franchises, like they franchise movies that they won't let die, like the Fast and the Furious movies, for example. Let those die already. I mean,
I
Jesus
haven't watched
Christ.
a single one. I just assume they're always bad.
Yeah, me too.
I've seen the first 3.
Oh, I've seen all but one, man. I've been going. I love just how cheesy those films are, man.
I could probably watch it with like friends and have a laugh.
Only got the fucking space.
Like go seek out a Fast and the Furious movie to enjoy an evening,
and just shit on it the whole time.
Yeah, not about that. It's about family.
What in the hell?
And he's out of there.
Back from Beaver Cleaverville, literally, because he was killing people.
That was... Why was I still... Hey, Dad.
Oh, just been killing some folks. Don't worry about it. It's all good. They'll never know it's me. But no, I'm... now that I got that, like I was saying earlier, when I got my new phone plan and everything, they threw in HBO Max for free, and it has literally taken me forever to try to get it to work, and I finally got it working. But they have already taken down that Mortal Kombat movie that came out not too long ago. I really wanted to see it.
It was awesome.
Was it? I've heard amazing things about it.
I think I've ever seen an ad for that.
Really? I don't see how you haven't. Because before the movie dropped, I mean, it was everywhere.
I don't watch TV that much.
Oh no, I'm not talking about like TV. I'm talking about like on YouTube.
No, that's what I mean. I think I saw one, but I have like I like forget the past like year, but everything other than that is fine. I just forget the near past.
Hell, I barely remember my own name half the time. If I don't sleep, dude, I'm telling you.
I didn't sleep last night.
I had to sleep last night. I had work this morning. It was fucking AIDS.
What time do you work?
I went to work today at 9 o'clock in the morning and came out at 4:30, and I had no lunch.
Let's go, dude. That's huge.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. Just washing some dishes, you know.
Washing the dishes.
Just washing the pots and pans, mate.
It's
The
fucking
pots and the
terrible.
pans.
Hey,
The China, the fun China.
Okay, so Wanderer, now the restaurant you work at, like
Yeah.
what kind of food do they serve?
mainly charcuterie shit. So like flatbreads. They do halloumi fries. What else do they do? They do pink hummus with the dippy stuff.
Oh, I love hummus, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. They do breakfast menus, and the breakfast menus are really good. They do fucking killer pancakes. I had some pancakes on shift once. They were so good. And yeah, that's about it. They're mainly just like a wine tasting place, but like they do food, but it's not very filling. It's still pretty good though.
You have to order 6 of everything it's in order to get like a full meal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Money for your
All right.
bucko.
Here's a big question. Probably the biggest one all night. Waffles, pancakes, or French toast?
You
Ooh,
ask me the difficult question.
Yeah.
and it is a difficult answer. Give me just a second.
Well, pancakes are
Put them
really
in.
good.
Put them in order to 3. Top 3.
Well, my top 3, eh? Top
Yeah.
3.
Add
Okay,
those 3
well,
order. Tier list.
at the bottom would be French toast because I don't like it. It's like pretty much tied. I like waffles better. I'm gonna say I like waffles better. So, second pancakes, number 1 waffles. You say that's a respectable answer? I think it is.
Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe
Is there a way to combine all 3?
in
A
the
French
in
waffle
the French
cake.
waffle cake. It's never been done in over 10 years.
What? What are you babbling about, Bonk?
I don't know, man.
Nobody's attempted that since the summer of '65.
Nobody's tried that since the French waffle cake incident of 1968.
There were strawberries everywhere.
Oh my god. What city had a molasses flood? Dude, that is so fucked up. Somewhere there was a molasses flood and people died.
No, wasn't it something in Canada?
Was it Canada? I don't know, but it was
Like a
fucking
maple
molasses.
syrup incident
And
or something?
No, it was molasses. I know that. And fucking imagine drowning in molasses. Like you're sitting in your house and all of a sudden the windows are black because there's molasses outside and it starts getting in. And you can't do anything because it's slowly approaching you.
Do I wear the
And
black
then you
one or
fucking
the white
drown
one?
in molasses. That's so fucked.
That's a hell of a story to tell someone about how they died. Be like, he drowned in molasses.
No, dude, that's how you instantly become like a ghost out for revenge on big molasses, dude.
I got a question. Do I wear the black one or the white one?
Okay, put them both on. I want to see.
Well, that's the black one.
Bonk
This is
wants you
the
to
white
model for him, Wanderer. Now turn around.
The black one makes you, yeah, I'm cool. The white one's like, okay.
The black one's cooler.
Outcast, baby.
That's what you sound
Oh
like.
yeah, I got a mod that makes you
I
taller
was
than
gonna
everybody
say
if you want
something.
power armor. What the fuck is up, big man?
Yeah, you would.
You're just a wee man, you are.
Look at you, so small. Could crush you with my hand.
Ah, I could squish you between my big metal thighs. Just realized I said that to my dad, my in-game dad. Oh, bobblehead, yo.
Hello, son. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the molasses incident. Let me.
Yeah. Earn your black belt in Google Foo and find out and tell us more about this death by syrup.
It's the first thing that comes up besides normal molasses. The Great Molasses Flood, January 15th, 1990. It happened in Boston. I gotta read read the wiki in the accent. Hold on.
Yes, please,
The lore
please.
behind the Great
Hold
Molasses
on, let me
Flood.
get the accent.
Tell us the story of the Great Flood, Bob.
Alright, what the fuck even is molasses? I've never had it.
It's syrup.
It's just maple syrup, but not maple. It's
Well,
just
that's
sugar,
actually quite nice.
syrup.
Syrup
Okay.
flood. Fuck yeah.
The Great Molasses Flood, also known as the Boston Molasses Disaster or the Boston Molassacre, occurred on January 15th, 1919, in the North End neighborhood of Boston, Massachusetts. A large storage tank filled with 2.3 million U.S. gallons, weighing
had a mouthful of
approximately
beer and almost laughed.
13,000 short tons of molasses burst, and the resultant wave of molasses rushed through the streets at an estimate of 35 miles per hour or 56 kilometers per hour, killing 21 and injuring 150.
The
How do you
Great
get-
Molasses.
How do you get injured by syrup? For fuck's sake, man.
The
can
event
drown in
entered
it.
local
Lung damage.
folklore, and residents claimed for decades afterwards that the area still smelled of molasses on hot summer days.
That is the Great Molasses. That is fucking hilarious. I had a mouthful of beer when you said that. I almost spat it everywhere.
The disaster occurred at the Purity Distilling Company facility at 529 Commercial Street near Keeney Square. Molasses, which can be fermented to produce ethanol, the active ingredient in alcoholic beverages, and a key component in munitions, had been stored there by the company, which used the harborside Commercial Street tank to offload molasses from the ships and store it for later transfer by pipeline to the Purity ethanol plant situated between Willow Street on Everettsy Way in Cambridge. The molasses tank stood 50 feet tall and night. Let me skip to like a funny bit. I'll skip it down a bit. On January 15th, 1990, temperatures in Boston had risen above 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius, climbing rapidly from the frigid temperature of the preceding days. And on previous day, a ship had delivered a fresh load of molasses, which
Why are you suddenly becoming Irish?
Look,
He's not. He's
that's
talking
part
like
of the
JFK,
Boston.
dude.
It's either you're Irish or Italian, and that's the Boston accent.
Well,
Fucking like he's from.
Or you sound like John F.
JFK.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
okay, please continue with the
My
history
fellow
lesson.
Americans, the Great Massacre is a tragedy to us all.
The Great Molasses. What the fuck? The Great Molasses. That's so
Others
fucking
reported
funny.
a tremendous crashing, a deep growling,
Bonk
a
is
thunderclap like bang, and a sound like a machine gun as the rivet shot out of the tank. Wow, it really is just like a movie like burst tank. It's real.
That has to be a
Bonk is-
fucking troll.
No,
Bonk
this
is
don't say it's 21 people died in the molasses.
Oh my bad, my bad.
you're spitting on those people's graves.
I don't mean to.
You make me sick.
You
And so does
apologize.
molasses.
I am sorry.
So I'm sorry to all the victims of the Great Molasses.
Yeah,
Dude,
I can't help but fucking laugh. Like I'm not laughing at the fact that people died. I'm laughing at the fact it's called the Great Molasses.
Bonk is going to go search out in Boston where all this happened and start taking pictures.
Have you guys heard of the Gombe chimpanzee war?
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude, this
You're
is
throwing off my aim, man. I'm fighting stupid. It's just throwing off my
Alright,
fucking aim.
Look, hold on. I need to read to you guys the Gombe chimpanzee wars where chimpanzees started killing each other. And it's not funny for those reasons. It's funny for their names. They named them. Okay, you ready?
But what were the names?
Hold on.
Oh, holy shit! The Great Molasses.
Okay.
Oh, dude.
Here we go. Gather round the fire, children.
Can
I'm
we
going
make
to relate
s'mores?
these. No.
Fuck you, Bonk.
I don't trust sugary treats ever since January 15th, 1919. Now,
There will be no caramel or any sugary substance in this house.
no sugar in this house. We're a salt family now.
Oh my god. So yeah, screw diabetes. Let's just have a stroke.
We are
okay?
savory people.
Oh shit!
Kill him. God, that reminds me of the Gome Chimpanzee War. Speaking of which, the Gome Chimpanzee War was a violent conflict between two communities of chimpanzees in Gome Stream National Park in Tanzania, lasting from 1974 to 1978.
Jesus.
The two
A 4-year monkey war.
The two groups were once unified in the Casacella community. By 1974, researcher Jane Goodall noticed the. I think it was also on fire. Yeah, it was just. It was the massacre. They were once unified in the Casacella community. By 1974, researcher Jane Goodall noticed the community splintering. Over a span of 8 months, a large party of chimpanzees separated themselves into the southern area of the Casacella and were renamed the Kahama community. The separatists consisted of six adult males, 3 adult females, and their young. The Casacella was left with 8 adult males, 12 adult females, and their young. Okay.
A 4-year war, man.
Hold on. What is that?
Where does it take place again?
Tanzania in Africa.
War strikes Tanzania. It's like the opening.
It's the wiki literally has like the war setup for this. The belligerents are the Kahama chimpanzees and the Casacella chimpanzees. Commanders and leaders.
Chimpanzee law.
Yeah, commanders and leaders. So on the Kahama side, the leaders were the brother duo, Hugh and Charlie, and leader of the Casacella community was Humphrey.
Wonder, you sound like you're gonna hyperventilate.
Oh my fucking! I feel like it, dude. This is too first a Alaska, now a chimpanzee war.
Okay. Background. Here we go. Prior to the 4-year war, before it became a national park, Gome National Park was known as the Gome Stream Research Center. The park is located in the lower region of the Kakome Valley and is known for its primate research opportunities first taken advantage of by researcher Jane Goodall, who served as the director of the Gome Stream Research Center. The site itself is composed of steep slopes of open woodland rising of the stream valley lush riverine forest. Hold on.
Is that it? That's too fucking funny, man. I don't know what's funnier, the Alaska or the Great Chimpanzee War.
Okay.
I think
I
the Great
know, man.
Chimpanzee War
It's the maple syrup flood, definitely.
Well, we haven't gotten into the war yet.
Oh,
This is merely the calm before the storm.
We need to
Now-
discuss
now-
the tactics of
Now
Hugh
can
and
we make
Charlie.
s'mores? Now can we make s'mores?
You can eat bananas. That's as far as I'm going.
Go fuck yourself, punk.
You're low on potassium.
You're low on common sense.
And I'm low on beer.
It's just dangerous. Molasses is just dangerous.
Don't go near that shit, man. He's got like
Don't touch
PTSD.
it. Don't touch it. Don't say it. Don't think it. Don't say it. Don't think it. The chimpanzees roamed across these hills in territorial communities, which divided the chimps into parties ranging from 1 to 40 members. The term Casacella refers to one of the 3 areas of research in the Central Valley: the Casacella in the north, the Kakome, and the Mackenzie to the south. Evidence of territorialism was first documented once Goodall followed the chimpanzees in their feeding situations, noting their aggressive territorial behavior, but she did not foresee the upcoming conflict.
It was never seen.
After the secession of the Casacella community, the newly formed Kahama were led by the brother duo, Hugh and Charlie, with the other males being Godey D, Goliath, and the young Sniff. The Casacella males consisted of Figgin, Satan, Sherry, Everred,
Satan.
Rodolph, Jomeo,
Yeah.
and Humphrey.
Humphrey.
Humphrey and Satan.
First blood was drawn by the Casacella community on January 7, 1974, when a party of 6 adult Casacella males consisting of Humphrey, Figgin, Jomeo, Sherry, Everett, and Rodolph ambushed the isolated Kahama male Godi while he was feeding on a tree. This was the first time that any of the chimpanzees had been seen to deliberately kill a fellow male chimp. After they had slain Godi, the victorious chimps celebrated boisterously, throwing and dragging branches with hoots and screams. After
Throwing
Godi fell,
and throwing poo about.
after Godi fell, Dee was taking up next, and then Hugh. Later on
No.
came the elderly Goliath. Throughout the war, Goliath had been relatively friendly with the Casacella neighbors. When encounters occurred, however, his kindness was not reciprocated and he was killed. Only
Holy
three
fuck.
Kahama males remained: Charlie, Sniff, and Willy Wally, who was crippled from polio.
Willy Wally, are you
Suffers
serious?
from polio?
Willy Wally, who was crippled from polio.
His name is Sniff too. That's a
No, that's the young. So there's 3 left. Hold on, I lost my place. 3 left.
Willy Wally.
Charlie, Sniff, and Willy Wally.
Sniff.
The young Sniff.
The young
Uh,
Sniff.
Without a chance to strike back, Charlie was killed next. After his death, Willy Wally disappeared and was never found. The last remaining male, the young Sniff, survived for over a year. For some time, it seemed as if he might escape into a new
Sniff
community
was Joe Biden's favorite out of the bunch.
Joe Biden.
or be welcomed back into the Casakellas, but there was no such luck. Sniff too fell to the Casacella war band. Of the females from Kahama, 1 was killed, 2 went missing, and 3 were beaten and kidnapped by the Casacella males. The Casacella then succeeded in taking over the Kahama's former territory. That's one thing I didn't get. How as a monkey do you say to a monkey, "You are kidnapped, you can't leave"?
You go, ooh, ah,
I,
hostage
That's-
situation.
how do you make a monkey say?
You play Disturbed for them, and they will understand.
Hey, Bonk, I put an article in the private chat you need to read as well.
Revelation 21:6.
Ultimate slip and slide
am Alpha
canceled.
and
This-
Omega.
I just saw the word diarrhea. Oh. Look, that just makes it more slippery, is the thing.
You need to read that particular article. Like, that one had me laughing.
All right. Should I read out loud?
Yes, read it out loud.
Should I put on a voice?
That one is
or-
also, too, an ad might play on that, so you may have to stop it.
Should I do a funny voice?
I do it like a 1940s news anchor in World War II.
Okay, hold on. Let me practice that.
Today in NBC, they canceled the Ultimate Slip and Slide.
Floodings continue after the Great Massacre.
NBC
There's
has
a slide.
canceled.
We can't tell if it's diarrhea or molasses.
NBC has canceled Ultimate Slip and Slide months after production of the competition series was halted due to an explosive diarrhea outbreak. The show,
God.
which was going to be hosted by Saturday Night Live, Alum. Wait, what?
Alumni.
No, there's no I.
Alum.
Whatever. Alum and comedian Bobby Moynihan and actor-writer Ron Funches will not return to production, and it has been canceled in its entirety. NBC confirmed to Fox News. A spokesperson for the show confirmed to Fox News last month that the August 8th premiere ahead of the Olympic Summer Games closing ceremony would not be airing as scheduled. The show initially described the premiere as a 2-night event slated for August 8th and August 9th. Family Game Fight will now air during the time slow instead, according to NBC. Production on the Sima Valley, California set was halted in June after a crew member tested positive for Giardia, a parasite that causes diarrheal disease if swallowed. At the time, the spokesperson for Universal Television Alternative Studios, which was producing the show, told Fox News in a statement, "The health and safety of everyone on our set is our number one priority. So out of an abundance of caution, we have made the decision to stop production of the ultimate slip and slide at the current production. We are in the process of determining next steps in order to complete production. Where do they start shitting?
Just wait till you get to the end. The very last paragraph. The very last paragraph is where you'll probably it might break you.
Water in the area was tested by a third-party lab in the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health and Ventura County Public Health. Results show on June 10th that Giardia was found in the surrounding area of the set. News of the outbreak was first reported by The Wrap.
Guys, watch this.
The outlet, citing a person with knowledge, reported that a Giardia outbreak caused 40 members of the crew to become violently ill with awful explosive diarrhea. The report claims it left people collapsing on the set and rushing to find the restrooms, the outlet said. What are the comments on this thing?
I just started to go through and read them, man.
NBC gives me the cramps.
Oh my god!
What the fuck does that even mean?
Well, because when you get diarrhea, you get cramps.
All right, hey guys, we have a visitor.
Hello there.
Finally.
Well, there he is. How are you?
With corn.
I do have to apologize for that. I think I might have been an hour or two off.
That's fine. We were talking about molasses, monkeys, and the last one was shit, unfortunately.
That's pretty much all you've missed.
We were being told the great story of the
Great Molassic.
yeah, the Molassacre in Boston in 1919.
Oh boy.
There was syrup everywhere, man. It was horrible.
Let's go. I'm happy to announce step 2 of my plan's done. I'm a bartender.
No way!
Oh wow, man.
I just got the email.
Congratulations, bro.
So Cas, how have you been?
I'll read that later. Okay.
I've been pretty well. How about you?
Strikes and gutters, ups and downs, my friend. It's been a long
Always
time
say
since
that.
you and I have got to converse for a while. I know you've clearly been busy. I've seen your scattered live streams here and there.
Mhm.
So, but
yeah.
which are
Great.
always a pleasure to listen to. So for those who are not initiated, Cas Warfox is a near and dear friend to the show and big supporter. I met him just a little over a year ago during the whole kind of Jared Genesis debacle, which we won't really get into. But he is also doing what I definitely would call the Lord's work, which I will let Cas go over that himself. So, Cas, for those who are not familiar with you, give us a little background on yourself, the lore of you, if you will.
Yeah, that's it's pretty long. So let me try to fucking boil it down.
Well, everybody just light a cigarette, kick your feet up, pour you some whiskey, settle in.
I got
Yeah.
gum.
Yeah. So,
I got a dead guy.
So essentially, what I like to do on occasion, because when I did YouTube for the last year before I did this 2-year show called the Hunt Series, at least I call it that. I used to call it something else to be more direct about it. But I used to be a bit more on political commentary, but instead of like taking a party, I just made fun of absolutely fucking everybody. And that was the goal, was just taking the piss out of everything and everyone relating to politics or political commentary in general, because in my eyes, people take that shit way too seriously sometimes. And
Nice, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure if you ever get involved in politics, you probably get really bored and tired of hearing the usual political fucking spiel from people who take their politics, like a quasi religion, where it's like they only think of a certain of ideologies in a particular way, and never anything else. Like that, it's the go-to ideology to handle life. And obviously, anyone with a brain cell knows that's not how life works at times.
Yeah, it's not all black and white.
Yeah. But so I did that for a while. I ended up dealing with certain situations I never meant to get involved in. There was a lot of dumb drama, and I became really good at documenting stupidity and all kinds of things. So I eventually became probably someone who just documented funny, stupid shit, and then a lot of internet lolcow and spurgatory, and eventually it molded into a show about like going after the worst of society, and that's kind of where it went from there.
Now you're still heavily involved in all of that, or have you kind of maybe taken a step back a little bit?
I would say yes and no. Typically I try my best to get involved when I can, but I primarily focus on um like whenever I have the ability to document these said events. It's not always easy.
Right.
I take a while, especially not just in the streams, but also in like videos in general. Like it takes me a lot longer to do videos because I'm not really an update news channel. I spend a lot of time waiting for things to happen, and I compile as much information to make a sort of compository of info into a video format as best as I can. So I take a while. I've been really busy in my personal life as of especially like mid to late 2020. So I wasn't able to keep up with everything, and yes, some as you can tell from my scattershot upload schedule,
Right.
a lot of things, a lot of real life stuff took more precedent for now. But it doesn't mean I ain't focusing on the stuff that's been happening. No.
Well, it's certainly a joy to see when you have been live, because for the longest time I didn't see anything from you, and I'm like, well, I wonder what happened. And the few surprise streams that I've caught, have been, because I mostly will just listen while I'm doing stuff at work and all this. So when you and I were talking on Discord, now you were also looking into recovering the whole Christian situation.
Yeah, I have a few friends of mine who are very deeply involved in the Christian story and lore stuff. One I can't name names. I think if
Right.
you pay attention to streams, you'll know who. But they're involved to the point that they're very much like knee deep in that community type of thing, and so I talked to them a lot about the Christian stuff, especially when this was going on, and I do plan on making two specific videos, I think, on the topic.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do one on an overall one on Christian with this stuff and see where I can go with that, and about all the stuff that's happening and where that may go. And then this Bella person.
Now who is that?
Isabella Jinky, was it? I think. Yeah, Jinky.
Oh, Isabella Jank or something?
Yeah, Jank.
Yeah, she's fucking weird.
Yeah, I remember at the time when I did the stream, it wasn't really revealed who she specifically was yet, but I do remember that. I do remember that like we did the stream, and someone who was deep in the Christian lore told me all about how she's just as a monster herself. And I deposit a question to him in front of everybody. I was like, okay, so let me get this straight. Is this like an example of a crazy, possibly psychopathic fangirl trying to blackmail Chris after he admitted to this type of thing. And that's why the recordings took a month long or something to get released. And he's like, yeah, something like that. I'm like, okay.
So I have a quick question now. The woman that you're talking about, is that the woman who did the interview with him that I heard?
Yes, the one with where he admitted to the mother thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering who that sick bitch was, because the more I listened to it, it just the weirder and weirder she got with it, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, but that was my question.
I gave her the
continue, I'm
benefit
sorry.
of the doubt. Like, I thought she was just kind of trying to play along with Christian, like to try and get him to say more and more. But yeah, now this new information's came to light, and now I'm not so confident.
Yeah. I'm going to be real too. I kind of had to whip back on one of my promises about consistently uploading about the Christian stuff, just because after.
Oh yeah, you said Christian. That's the most messed up story I've heard in a while.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not just that. It's also the fact that apparently, as soon as I started covering it, there's a lot of infighting within communities around there because, again, probably won't name names specifically, but this Bella chick was playing some kind of alleged information ops to start shit because, in order to drag it out and try to obfuscate, and a few more popular YouTubers involved in this stuff decided to pass some apparent misinformation, and now it's up in the air about what is fact and currently isn't. So I'm waiting for things to be confirmed, honestly.
Now he got arrested last week?
Yeah, I believe so. Last week or two.
Now what are the charges that they filed against him?
I think the current one was incest.
It's incest and like the manipulation of an elder or something.
Yeah, the harm of an elder or abuse of an elder. I believe they're still trying to make other charges pending come to fruition right now.
So is he still in jail, or did he get out on bond?
I don't know if he's got out on bond. I don't think so.
Or did they even set one?
I think his bond has been set really high.
Yeah.
Like impossible to pay.
Yeah, and realistically, he should never be allowed out. I mean, because the stuff that he did is just so disgusting. I'll put it to you this way: like, I don't think the guy is going to make it to trial, because we know what happens.
No, they probably have him in protective custody.
If the guards are sick enough of it, stuff happens. Just look at Epstein, you know.
Yeah.
So for that, like myself, I'm not really initiated with really who that is. I've heard snippets here and there. I've heard the name, but from what and Wander also jump in on this because I know you know a little bit about it. But can you kind of both fill us in on the lore of all of this, like where it comes from?
What, Christian?
Yeah.
Well, Christian's an autistic guy on the internet who has like quite high functioning autism. Let me pause my game so I can explain this. He has very high functioning autism and allowed basically that enabled him to get easily manipulated into doing really stupid things on the internet by trolls. And a lot of the things he said as well were really like fucking offensive, even the stuff that the trolls didn't manipulate him into saying. And yeah, it's like, yeah, he's just kind of like a sick dude. And like he had this weird phase where he was going through this quote unquote love quest or something. Yeah, something like that. And it was this quest to find a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he landed on I forgot the name of the girl, but she wasn't interested. And then he drew a picture of him basically doing sexual shit with her, and then that's when things got really wild. And from there, I don't really know. That's like that's where things get blurry for me.
Cass, are you able to kind of pick up where he left off with that?
Yeah, essentially, he has a history of really awkward and strange behavior, sometimes bordering on very creepy,
Right.
or sometimes pushing it. And he attracts a lot of internet trolls, and he's like one of the quintessential examples of a lolcow who actively quote fights his trolls unquote. So a lot of the documentation comes about because he's very unself-aware of his ability to handle stuff like this, and he throws a fit and rage in so many different levels and gets very mad. He's essentially the embodiment of what you would know from a lolcow. I would go as far as to say that he's the lolcow. He's the type of thing that people talk about with other people. He's the stereotype that everyone knows of.
Right. I mean, since you and I met, I've come across several, and kind of kept up with a few, and one that I've kind of kept up with is the whole Shanty for Christ thing.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, if you know anything about that, I mean, my lord.
Oh yeah, I've heard about it. I've tried to dabble somewhat into it. Essentially, Chris Chan is like the quintessential lolcow. He's the template for everything that is lolcow because of how many people used to talk about him, how many people used to say things about him, get like get involved in that kind of stuff. He's everything you would have thought about a lolcow made into literal human flesh. And for I think ever since 2007, which was I think the start of all of it, everyone's been making content on him, talking about him, and people, of course, trolling him and everything he is. Practically the whole landscape of making fun of lolcows probably wouldn't exist without Chris Chan in the first place.
I
If I'm
agree.
being completely honest.
Yeah, I could see that. I can see that. I mean, because they really just, it's like they appear out of nowhere, or
Mhm.
or you find them out of nowhere, like I said, Shanny, and then there's Von Helton, and
How is that better?
I don't even get me talking about Von Helton. Um, I mean, holy shit. So what are your current projects at the moment? Like now that are you still kind of just working here and there, or are you coming back regularly, or what are you working on right now?
Well, what I'm working on is a couple of things. First of all, I'm trying to talk to people to help out with the concept of overhauling some aspects of my channel, at least with like arts and stuff, so that kind of helps with what plans I have for a current editing process or a template for the shows.
Right.
Um, Obviously. Uh, and then I'm going to be actually trying to make some content when I can. Currently, the two major projects that are pretty much the current projects, the big ones, would be the two I've already stated with one on Chris Chan, which is going to just really document all this other crazy shit that's been going on with him for the past couple of weeks and what he's done. I don't know if I'm going to go as far as to talk about or specifically go after like everything he's ever done because holy shit, we would be here for a millennia.
Somebody made
trying
like
to
a
explain that.
60-part series on him.
Oh yeah, no, there's way too much crap on it. There's too much shit on it, dude. There's too much. Like this guy's been documented like religiously for ever since 2007. People call him the most documented man in history for a reason. Like, yeah, too much. And then this Isabella Janky person would definitely be another more fitting uh candidate for the type of shows I talk about because, as I've said, it's a show that used to talk about locales and then it's sort of just been more of a vehicle to talk about lots of crazy freaks usually because they're very common, and also because I kind of got this epiphany that I could be using the platform for something a little bit better than just lol's funny sometimes.
Yeah.
There's so many, especially when I got involved in a lot of different groups to go after monsters like this specifically, like actual freaks and degenerates who do horrible things. Let's just say I end up realizing just how common and not as nearly as talked about as it should be this problem is. So my show kind of just spurred into this whole thing where it's somewhat became a little bit somewhat serious, even though I still have kept a bit of a bit of a humor about it, I guess. Anyway, case in point, those two big projects I am considering. There's other things I'm also considering. Just you know, I take a while with my projects, so don't be surprised if a news related topic pops up and it's probably been a week or a month past. I usually tend to take a bit.
Well, I mean, doing the proper research, and not just doing proper research, taking your time with it, because certainly, something else is going to happen. It needs, and it's going to be part of how it's all being explained. I mean, that's the key. That's really the key to it. Now, when you were the last time that you and I had spoke, which it's been over a year since you've been on with us.
Yeah.
Now back then you and several others were going after some very serious people.
Yeah.
If please forgive me, I do not remember names, and I feel sorry. I feel sorry that I don't. But can you kind of tell us how all that is working out, or what has become of it? Like the bigger stuff you were working on when you and I first met.
Be 2 minutes.
We know he'll be back in 5. Go ahead.
It's really hard to say because when I got involved in certain things when going after these people in certain groups, I kind of had to take a bit of a sort of like walk out from it for a bit. But the most I did was I submitted what information I could archive and legally put out there and legally archive to the police about certain people. You know who I'm talking about in that specific case.
Right.
And things were going well up until another group got involved and just absolutely fucked. It basically plastered that investigation into a shit show. So the last time a trusted source who actually talks to relatives who are police, some of which who are working on this shit, said, "Yeah, we couldn't touch it." It's like, why you couldn't touch it? Because some group decided to do some really stupid shit, and now we can't even discern what is fact from fiction in terms of what this person did.
So how? Now you don't have to, say who it exactly was, but how was there? How did the wrench get thrown into the engine, so to speak?
It started with certain groups fucking with this person, and then like apparently accounts started getting compromised and shit, and things were being said and posted from same accounts, the same account in question that this person was using. Now there was a lot of incriminating shit this person said and did during these accounts on Discord and other places, but once it gets compromised and things are being said or information's being taken or used. I also heard that essentially, like, someone was trying to go after credit card information of this person, which is a felony.
Indeed.
Most certainly. So what happened is a combination of things.
Well, wait, what did you say they were doing?
Taking credit card information.
Hmm.
With specific plans and basically self-admitted plans in front of a bunch of people on a live audience that their whole thing is to financially fuck this person. which is very smart to do on a fucking live stream, by the way.
Right.
So you got a combination of convincing this person to do certain things which compromise their accounts, which certain things they have done and said on this accounts cannot be verified because, well, when you compromise someone, stuff like this, and it's legitimate, like actual things being compromised and things being said under the mask of someone else, police are going to have to sit and wonder if whatever they said under that account really is them, or how many of these other examples of potential forgery may take place. And then you got the financial information being potentially compromised and people having intentions to take that a little too far. So that kind of went to the wayside.
I mean, it's one thing to try to expose somebody, but it's another to take it to a level like that. I can't even.
Exactly. No,
Wow.
I agree.
I mean, I don't have words for that. I mean, people like the people you were helping to go after and everything, yes, expose those people, turn them in. You know that, but wow.
Yeah. And there definitely was a lot of petty shit because I flat out told the same people that did that shit I'm not working with them after I heard that. So, or I never actually yeah, I'm not pulling up with that shit. So I kind of did a walkout on that one. You know how it is. Ego and petty internet drama tend to go.
No. I mean, honestly, I think you're in the right to walk away, because, like I said, it's one thing to want to expose somebody; it's another one to try to go through and destroy their life.
Yeah, in such a specific way. Yeah,
right, such a specific way. Now, I mean, if you know someone's scamming people out of money and all of that, yes, by all means, make people or wherever that's taking place, make them aware of it. Because that's not right.
Yeah.
So is that when you kind of stepped away from doing the predator hunting and everything like that?
I would say it's the start of it. I spent a lot of time on a certain group on Twitter known as the ZPD for like a while, and did a lot of work to help. It's think of it like a weird like Twitter community thing, because Twitter has a huge problem with CP being posted on their website all the time.
Right.
And one of the dedications of this account is to go after people who do that, and usually by trying to get ourselves and other people to report down these accounts, stem whatever tide's happening, and try to release at least a monicum of investigation work on figuring out who these people are, why they're doing this, exposing all that and all that other shit. That burned down. I won't really get into specifics, but a lot of it went with e-drama and shit in mind at a certain point. And I think whatever original intent that had was eventually ruined within a year, which was unfortunate. There was a lot of good people behind that. So to watch that get fucked was kind of unfortunate. And I can't really say or confirm anything, but I have seen some truly sickening shit because of like the job involved in something like that. So that, coupled with all kinds of other autistic shit shows and people getting angry and weird internet dramas and people backstabbing each other for clout, I kind of just decided to go, yeah, I'm going to walk away and just probably do my own thing from now on, which that's specifically exactly what I did.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think that's the best way. I mean, have people who are going to help you behind the scenes here and there, but doing it yourself and taking the time to do it correctly and with integrity, like the way you want to present it. Um, I like that, and I applaud you for doing it.
Yeah, I usually do it. I explain it by posting this fucking question because I get people criticizing me about my pretty much stubborn refusal to be like other YouTubers who do it a certain way, you know. In my eyes, I'm just like, well, what happens if I pass false information? What then?
Right.
How is that going to fix anything? What happens if, let's say, we dox some asshole, or we do something, people know about this information, and it turns out like not even a month or two later, or probably years sometimes, this information was categorically false, and someone's life got fucking ruined because we decided to go hurt their algorithm. Give me the views and clout.
Is that the actual like language of the algorithm? Is that it?
Nowadays, the algorithm favors anyone who can post content like it's fucking McDonald's, essentially. So one of the main dramas that I've dealt with was dealing with people who wanted to do it with an actual genuine care to the topic, and then those who just want to go, I heard accusation, therefore let's talk like it's fact, and then post it on YouTube within the hour.
Right.
Um, and people would fight each other on it because essentially people were just making an audience out of something. And granted, I don't mind the hustle, right? I get it. It's YouTube. At the same time, however, you can balance it out, and the problem is people don't, and so accusations get thrown out of the rumor mill like they're fucking nothing, and then some people legitimately get fucked with and accused of things and having their lives ruined because when accusations come out, there's a good probability someone's going to get fucking doxxed.
Right.
Someone's going to get fucked with. Someone's going to get swatted. There's lots of horror stories about people who supposedly got claimed with something that wasn't confirmed, and then the next week they got doxxed and swatted, and it still isn't confirmed whether or not what they did was actually what they did.
Yeah, that's kind of a huge problem with doxing is that there's this mob mentality, this mob rule, and trial by mob that where you really don't get a trial. If they think you're guilty, and there's nothing that can be done to absolve you of any guilt, whether you're actually guilty or not. And so it's like people have this view that if we think you're guilty of something, then whatever we do to you is fair game. It's basically like the same approach that the Church of Scientology has.
Yeah, it's essentially like obfuscate, accuse, and destroy, threaten, blackmail, essentially too. Because you'll be surprised how often that also happens when it's revealed that like, oh yeah, it's just like a weird downgraded game of Thrones. It's like Game of Thrones with paper mache. Everyone's fucking stabbing each other with words and shit and plastic swords and getting mad at each other and
Yeah.
you know, oh, I heard this person's a pedophile. It's like, do you have proof? No, but I hate them, therefore they're a pedophile. I'm like, okay, that's smart. This is like not high school or anything, I guess.
Well, it's really scary to me is lately Apple's most recent announcement that they're going to start scanning users' phone pictures on users' phones and in their iMessages, to see if there's any child pornography in that. And if that's the case, then they turn it over. They'll have somebody. If it's flagged, they'll have somebody review it. If that person determines it is CP, they turn it over to the Center for Missing and Exploited Children, who then looks at it and turns it over to the FBI.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, "Oh, that sounds like a great idea," but privacy experts are very concerned about it, and they share the same concerns that I have. That if they're able to look for this is really a Trojan horse, because what they're doing is like, oh, we're going to do it to stop CP, but realistically, what they're doing is they're going to scan for everything. And what happens when the Chinese Communist Party says, hey, we want you to look for these images, and if you want to continue doing business in our country, you will look for these images on these people.
Be right back.
For us. And also, if they have the access to be able to examine your phone and the contents on your phone, they also have the ability to put anything they want on your phone. So the implications are much scarier, or the potential negative impact is much scarier than any type of positivity that could come from it. But at the very bottom of it all, Apple has prided itself on user privacy, user security, and then by doing something like this, it will upend all of that.
Oh yeah, no, most certainly. And like I've actually put a modicum of research into that because if you haven't noticed from my streams, one of my big things about people if they want to get involved in exposing monsters of society, one of the most absolute skills I would always recommend is basic cybersecurity and programming knowledge. And for this, what you talk about is for this specific reason. Now, what they're doing to look into your phone is that their objective is trying to look for hashes. Now, all your phones, your shit, your pictures is always under a hash or two. And what they're going to do, what I think, is they're going to take certain databases well-known as CPs involved with certain hashes. The problem with this is I could imagine that it won't be enough to actually quell anything because we're talking about known databases that have found known images and known videos and hashes of such. So it's an algorithmic system, but at the same time it's flawed because the creation of something of new and illegally attained material, I don't know if it's going to be picked up by the same system, and I don't know if the system is going to glitch out and start thinking that certain images are indeed CP when they're not.
Well, and look at Facebook's algorithm as well. Facebook's algorithm, how many times have they gotten something wrong and somebody's gotten a ban, a 24-hour ban? That was my case. Or the case for somebody else getting a 3-day ban or a 30-day ban for nothing that was bad. It was all just regularly innocuous. And then it's like you appeal it, the algorithm rejects your appeal. So, I mean, we already know that the AI running behind these companies is so flawed. And people are like, well, you can perfect it. It's like, no, you can't perfect it because ultimately it's made by humans. Humans are flawed. And they're going to really mess it up.
Yeah, especially since the design of it is to look for certain hashes. There's always a possibility that it's going to grab a false positive or just like mistakes like that in general. That's been when I've been hearing about them. Like, yeah, this is going to fuck up. I would not be surprised if things got reported on that weren't actual because it's relying on an algorithm that it only goes after things it's known before, which means it's things that have been actively posted and probably sold on the black market somewhere. So what would happen if someone got newly acquired actual CP in their phone? Would it be able to detect that? That's very questionable because it's not known in a database yet. So it's kind of mute.
And well, you've also got friends, like I've got friends who have young children, and every parent has pictures of their kids, when their kids are in the tub or something. We're talking like a 2-year-old, a kid who's or an infant that's 2 or a 2-year-old, somewhere around there. And you also have videos where parents are talking to their kids and suddenly their kids pull their pants down or something. It's a funny moment. How many times has that wound up on Saturday Night Live? Or not Saturday Night Live, but America's Funniest Home Videos. How many baby butts have we seen on that show? I mean, hell, The Wedding Singer with Adam Sandler, for a comedic joke, had a toddler butt in it. And we accept that that's not CP. But they're going to start, they tend to be overzealous on this stuff. And and these companies, they tend to ding people for things when they really shouldn't even touch it. So that's the other concern too. And are they going to also say, okay, in this country, this is criminal. In this other country, this is not criminal. Are they going to apply it equally? And one of the concerns too, this to me gets to a bigger issue. These companies have simply gotten too big, whether they're Google, Apple, Facebook, or whomever. There is no way you could create a competitor to these companies and enter the free market unless you had access to billions of dollars and good luck getting that access. And because then they could just have a cabal where they go, all right, we're going to ban this app if it starts getting too big, or we're going to ban this app if we find out people of one political persuasion are starting to use it more frequently than people of another political persuasion.
Yeah.
And you get into a situation where if someone identifies, like as right leaning, suddenly, you could have another situation where Parler is removed. And it wasn't just Apple and Google that got into the action. It was also Amazon that got into the action. And then you have the top level domain services that sell those, and they could go, nope, we're not going to allow you to buy this. So they could even get in on the action. And, throughout, and Google, oddly enough, Google is also a top level domain reseller. So, yeah. It's like they've got their claws in everywhere at every point of our lives. And, they're tracking us. They're getting all of this data on us. And, as Joe Rogan said, he goes, we kind of just willingly gave it over to them. And now they have all this data. Now we are the product and they're trying to sell it. And we got to rein them in. And here's the other implication that's scary about the Apple thing that a lot of people haven't mentioned. Most of our politicians who have top secret clearance all use iPhone primarily because of the security. There's a reason why they did not use Android. They didn't start off using Android, and they haven't made the switch. And it's because Apple was most secure. So what happens when you have a country like China who's like, hey, if you want to keep doing business in our country, you're going to allow us to be able to access these people's phones, or you're going to turn over this information on these people, on these users. And now people could say if that's a conspiracy level theorist type thought that I have. But we've already seen where the Biden administration has actually said that they want to coordinate with big tech to censor memes and text messages that they find offensive or inaccurate.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that stifles free speech. People are allowed to be wrong. They are allowed to say things and share memes and even be anti-vaxxer and say all the stuff against the vaccine that you want. And I'm as pro-vax as you get. But people have that freedom. They can spread that misinformation if they want to. The government has no right to censor that speech, because if they can censor that speech, what else could they censor?
Oh yeah, no, it's a generally very iffy topic, because you can't really talk about stuff like this without also acknowledging what else could they be hashing in the system outside of just what they supposedly think could be CP in that hash. It has to specifically be about who is running the code to make this fucking algorithm, who is implementing it, who is going out of their way to say this is what we should flag and this is what we shouldn't. And I could imagine that in any system there will be false positives on it, or even worse, intentionally designed specifics in order to flag someone for something just on the guise of something else being labeled as bad or on par with CP, just because it might be like some way of fucking with someone. I don't know. Like, you always have to remember that the problem with this stuff is that you live in an era where your information is always being mined, always being taken at some level and being used for something. And there's a shit ton of different industries and groups involved for specific reasons who love that information or willing to buy for it. These companies love to take your information, and they'll sell it to absolutely anyone. Yeah. This is the reason why I joked about why we don't need chips in our fucking our fucking hands anymore. The chips in our hands are literally phones. Someone's always listening. Someone's always watching. If it's not the company, it's someone else. It's always going to be somebody.
Yeah.
Might be the weird 30-year-old netbeard with 400 pounds who's just learned what fucking script kiddie shit is and decides that they're trying to find a way in your system. Or Maybe it's that one weirdo who's constantly trying to get you in a call so they can sell you a shitty product that doesn't actually work, or whatever, or other things of that nature. Sometimes it's a big corp. Sometimes it might be the government going, "Heard there, I need to look for something because I think there might be some kind of sus shit on this." Fucking CIA, FBI bullshit, spooks and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, and they use so much. They justify their behavior like in so many bad ways. Like for example, the ATF is probably the most. Actually, it is the most useless federal agency that we have. They arbitrarily hand down rulings in one declaration, and they usually do this on a Friday. This stuff usually comes out on Friday, and in one note, they will suddenly make thousands and millions of legal gun owners felons in an instant. They'll be like, okay, um, uh, one of them is they'll arbitrarily change the rules on what classifies as a short barrel rifle or an SBR. And then other times they will, like recently, they declared a type of trigger mechanism as a full auto weapon in and of itself. And the problem with that is it's like thousands of Americans have already bought it. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just ridiculous. They totally change everything up. And that's why, and they're fighting for relevancy. And I'm saying this even though I know an actual ATF agent, one of the things that they're still trying to get over the black eye that they have from both Waco and Ruby Ridge, because both of those turn out to be horrible disasters for them.
Oh yeah, no, most certainly. Not just as a in terms of people getting the casualty rating, but also the fucking optics and the like fucking PR. It's just awful beyond repair. Yeah, no. But there's this little joke I like from someone I watch was like, "Oh yeah, no, we totally need the FTF. After all, who's gonna run over all the children tanks? Who needs war crimes out in foreign countries when you can have it in your own country, in your own backyard?"
Exactly. Well, and the ATF, like they were the ones involved in what was it, Operation Fast and Furious, where they were illegally selling guns to Mexican drug cartels, and they were tracking those, and then they were winding up on the streets in the U.S. because the cartels were selling them both in U.S. and Mexico, and it was kind of like this Obama administration plot to kind of increase to do two things. One was to monitor and see where they go and track all this, but the other was to increase a need to say, hey, we need more gun control. And they got caught doing it.
Let's totally fix the gun problem by giving felons who don't give a fuck about laws guns and see where it goes. That's how their logic is.
Well, and that's like my biggest problem with the whole gun control argument is I don't really see any politicians talking about how we keep guns out of the hands of criminals. Every single one of them want to talk about banning guns that are owned by legal citizens and law-abiding citizens. So it's like, and even law-abiding foreign nationals, because in this country, you can still own a gun even if you aren't from the U.S., even if you have a foreign visa.
Oh yeah. So,
unless of course you live in a place like New York or California where the rules are all stupid.
Oh yeah, no. Unfortunately, I'm a cowboy, so I understand the stupidity of this very well. Especially since gun laws are very extreme around here. One of the things about gun laws is that it never stops anything. It doesn't prevent someone who probably lives in far from adequate living conditions, like a ghetto or something, from just finding the local drug dealer and the local gunsmith selling shit behind a fucking van somewhere. It's very common.
Well, and it's really interesting too. A lot of the politicians like Kamala Harris, who are opposed to gun ownership and they want to implement stricter gun control, she owns guns and has armed security
Yep.
And so people call her out on her hypocrisy, and it just falls on deaf ears. It's you get that even with Bernie Sanders talking about wanting to raise the taxes on millionaires and billionaires, and yet the guy drives around a Lotus.
Oh yeah, no. The one thing I've always remembered from my days, doing the whole politics is the hypocrisy of just the political rungs of people who get involved in ideology and not realize that these people who talk their shit are hypocrites and only talk in ideology. Whatever gives them money, whatever gives them the attention, whatever gives them the votes. For example, have you ever noticed that these Californian oligarchy type of crazy little political psychopaths that we're talking about, every time they pass a gun law, they up like a new squad of fucking a fucking guardsmen and another rack of fucking guns for themselves every single time they pass it.
Oh yeah.
Cass, Lucifer wants to know something.
Oh, sure, say it. What's going on?
Said, I would like to know Cass's opinion on the Ian Watkins situation, and he says, big fan of your work.
Ian Watkins, now that's familiar.
Lead singer of Lost Prophets, who was arrested for some very bad things with children.
There we go. Okay, so that's why I'm starting to vaguely remember.
We did some shows a while back on the separation of the art from the artist, and this gentleman was brought up on our first episode.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, see, if that's the specific topic we're on about, obviously, in my personal opinion, I don't really encourage people to feed into the pockets of dirt bags, but I'm not one to sit here and try to moral fag about what you should and shouldn't do. Or morally grandstand would be the better word. How I see it is that people have the right to go around and probably like purchase what they like in this circumstance. I don't believe that people should be attacked for doing that, but that's just me. But for me, I don't know if I would.
Right. Now the actual situation itself, like what happened with him, like what Lucifer was wanting to know what your opinion was on it.
Okay. Let's see. Conviction on 19th of December 2012. Watkins was charged at Carliff Magistrate Court with conspiracy to engage in sexual activity with a 1-year-old and possession or distribution of indecent images of children and, quote, extreme animal pornography. So he's a zoo-sadist. Wow.
That's messed up.
That's fucking...
It is
that's
fucked up.
He was reprimanded in custody, and whereas 2 female co-accused his Beerster said Watkins would deny the accusation in period of court via video link from image of prison. And okay, so obviously what he did was genuinely fucking shitty, because we're talking about someone who's apparently into 1-year-olds, which is horrible.
Yeah,
I don't
disgusting.
toddlers. Like, I don't even know how the fuck you're into this shit. How? Like, how would you be into toddlers? And then the animal stuff. Let's see. A sentence was held 2013. So there's no recollection of the case involving the attempted rape. So wait, they don't even bother with the case anymore. So not even like, let's see, possession of mobile phone in prison. Claiming that the other inmates were threatening and extorting him. Jesus Christ. Oh no, he definitely is. This is the problem with someone like him, is that it sounds like to me this is like a typical case of a celebrity going like, oh, I have fame. I have attention now. That means in money I get to indulge in secret pleasures that I never told anyone about, which is usually what these people do. Sounds like another case of it to me, honestly. So he's got cases of attempted rape on other
Hey,
people.
Rigzilla. Yeah. All right, go ahead, guys. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. What the actual fuck? Yeah, actually, I agree with you, Rickzilla, because I'm just reading it now. Let's see. He sent text messages to the mother of the victim and said, "If you
Yeah.
belong to me."
Let's not read those. Let's not read those.
So he's an unrepentant monster. Yeah, no, that's fucked. Holy shit.
There are some very there's some videos. If you just do a search on him, I'm not going to encourage you to look into that. I'll just say that if you choose to do that on your own, then God be with you.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I was just reading into it now to refresh my memory because I remember hearing about it. But to hear that he did that to his own victim's mother was like insane. These things, like, that's fucking horrifying. To fucking think about. Like, what possesses someone to go out of their way to be like, I did this to your kid, and therefore so I will do this to you. That's creepy.
And yeah, I I was not sure if you knew about that. I thought you might, and that's the fact that he brought that up is. I mean, I was when Lucifer mentioned it, I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of curious to know that myself. So
Oh no, it's fine. I've heard about it, but I wouldn't say that I've had like an extensive look into it just yet. Um,
weren't you working on another Peter Scully video at one point?
yeah, I
If I have missed that, I do apologize. If you want to post it in the private chat, we'll let Wanderer or Doc put it in the live chat for everybody.
the most I can say about Peter Scully is that I did have like a script in some projects in the works about it, and then it never came to fruition when I got busy with personal stuff and the case of disillusionment happening. So I am considering still finishing that project overall.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe doing a few concessions and overhauls to it, so it might be worthwhile. So that
So,
is something I'm considering.
so you haven't recorded anything or anything?
There's been like few very small prototypes of recordings for an overall script, but I've never published them or did anything with them just quite yet, unfortunately.
Well, when you decide if you're going to fire that project back up, once you kind of get it together, if you don't mind, I'd love to see a rough cut of it.
Sure. No, I got no problem if people want to hear like updates on particular projects. I'm more than willing to post them on any social media platform to give people a taste.
Oh well, hey, the video promotion portion of the Discord is open to you, so please feel free to post there as much as you like.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, I
Um,
just be aware that in my nature, I am quite perfectionist, so that's one of the reasons why this shit takes a while too.
right, I understand, but yeah, if you decide to venture back into that project once you kind of get it done a little bit and all of that, and you're about to edit, I would love to see a rough cut. I really would.
Yeah, no problem. I would love to do it. It's just if like whenever I have the time to work on stuff, which I have a little bit every once in a while, I'll definitely be like, hey, I got some ideas over here. How would you fellas like it, and post it in places I would normally post it.
Well, we'll also put you in a couple. We'll put you in a couple of the private chats that we have, and if you want to send it to us and let us give it a look, and then if once anything you have is done, if you want to come back on, maybe do a premiere on the channel if for it, you're more than welcome to do so at any time.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah. Shit. I I definitely definitely end up remembering more and more about how I'm like, fuck, there's like so many projects I've been doing and so little time to actually complete any of them.
Had to buy 2 new computers just to keep it all together.
Pretty much, yeah. No, seriously, I did.
Work on them one by one.
Yeah, I
You
definitely
gotta
have.
take it in strides.
Right. It's just like you know how we do the shows around here. Um, one step at a time, one show at a time. So we may have to fire you though, Cass, because you were so late. We may have to fire you.
Rip.
I'm sorry, but there's no pension or anything. I'm sorry, you
No
lose all of
compensation.
it.
We will tax you though.
Once a wanderer is here before you, it's a big problem.
we will send you to ground zero of the Molasica.
January.
We will
15th,
attempt to recreate.
1919.
Yeah, we will attempt to recreate the we will attempt to recreate it, and
You'll be
sorry.
conscripted into the chimp war.
I don't want to be cold up here again. Actually, no, I do. Never mind.
Well, Wanderer, we're gonna lighten the mood for a few moments. So let's go ahead and let you have your time.
Okie dokie. Let me just save my game. I
Breathe,
can't-
man, breathe.
I will save over this one. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna quit the game. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Okay. So today I'm talking about 2 albums. One of them was by Fed Midland, and which was called. It has like 2 names, I think. Like the first one you sent me was called Dance of the Manatee, but when I went digging, I found the name Fables from a Mayfly. What I tell you these 3 times is true. So I think I'll talk about that one first. I have a pretty neutral take on it. So I'll just kind of get into what I thought of each song, and then I'll give you my my overall thoughts. So, Dance of the Manatee is the first song. Vocals were pretty good, though at times I didn't like them too much. So it was just like bits and pieces here and there. I was just like, ugh. Instruments are pretty good. It wasn't really a very gripping opening to the album, in my opinion. Nothing really kind of caught my attention in this track. Then we have Kyla Cries Cologne. I like the piano in the back of the guitar and the bass. I thought that was a pretty nice touch. And then we have Vice Versa. I love the opening of this one. There was like some really nice guitar and some bass in there as well. It was a pretty good song. The Wife, the Kids, and the White Picket Fence. I like this one quite a lot. Tone-wise, it's very good. April Fools and Eggman. I didn't really like this one as much, but I like the chorus in it. So, and then we get to the Seafarer's Knot, which I really didn't like particularly much. A Wolf Descends in the Spanish Sahara. I like the guitar and some other instruments on this track, but apart from that, it was just kind of meh. I wasn't feeling the Walls of Jericho. Tall Tales Taste Like Sour Grapes. Like the opening was literally some sea shanty shit, but after that bit, it sounded alright. Then we have Upgrade Brigade. I wasn't a big fan of that one, safe to say. And then finally, Say When, which I thought was a pretty good song to end on. So I feel sort of indifferent on this album. Like, none of them really gripped me the way I wished it to. And I didn't seem to dislike any of them either. Like, honestly, I think this is the first time I've ever found a purely neutral album that I don't know how to feel about at all.
Wow.
And for that, I'm going to give it the perfectly balanced score of a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
As all things should be.
Yeah. Thanos quotes.
Perfect.
Anyway, now we have the comical name of Ted Nugent by Ted Nugent. So we have Stranglehold, which is the first track, which I thought was a very good opener. Super nice guitar, brilliant vocals, everything I'd want from a song by the Nuge. Then we have Stormtroopin'. So I'm gonna take this as if Ted Nugent is a Star Wars fan. At least I hope so. Which this song was also pretty damn good. Then we have Hey Baby. I didn't really like it in the beginning, but then it kind of grew on me. So I ended up quite liking the song by the end of this track. Just What the Doctor Ordered was absolutely brilliant. I love the guitar. I love the drums. Absolutely amazing song. Snakeskin Cowboys. I love the mood and tone. Had some really nice bass to it too. Very good track. Motor City Madhouse. Where Have You Been All My Life and You Make Me Feel Right at Home. I wasn't really captivated as much by. That I was like pretty neutral on all of those tracks. Like I didn't dislike them, but I just didn't really have an opinion. They were just kind of there. Felt kind of filler to me. And then Queen of the Forest is the final track, and I thought that was a very cool way to end it off. I thought, in a way, I'm not sure if I feel like this one might have been better than Free For All or like a little bit worse. I don't know how I feel about it. It's definitely another great one, though. I'll say that. I can't remember exactly what I said about Free For All by Ted Nugent, but this one in particular, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this one.
I thought you might like a little bit more from the Nuge. So,
yeah, I definitely enjoyed it.
All right. Well, I've gone ahead and sent you your next two. Now, these two are going to be two completely different ends of the musical spectrum. Trust me.
So we have 311 by 311.
It was
Another comical.
311.
Well, it's just 311.
Right, but it's pronounced 311.
Okay, well, we got 311 by 311.
You say 711.
711. Oh, donut time. Let's go. Then we have
You say
Toys in the Attic by Aerosmith. I think I've actually heard some Aerosmith before. I don't know if I have, though. I might be wrong.
probably.
I've seen that name before.
Yeah, this is them like way back in like the late 70s. So I think if you like the Nuge stuff, then you'll definitely like you'll definitely like Aerosmith, I think.
70s is like the Star Wars prequels, and then the 80s is the Star Wars prequels if you add on like the Clone Wars. So like it's all right, it's decent, mainly carried by Revenge of the Sith, but then you go to the 80s, like holy fucking shit.
Well, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap up for the week. Cass, would want to have you back. I know you were late today. I know there was some time, confusion and everything. But you and I are going to talk, and we'll have you back on for a full show, and we'll kind of get down to some more talking and information and all of that. So, but thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. I was beginning to wonder. I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
Well, thank you for having me on. I apologize for kind of fucking up on the times tables there. As soon as I woke up and I saw the message, I was like, oh fuck.
Oh shit. No. But yes, we'll definitely get you back on for a full show. Do you have anything you want to shill before we close out?
I guess so. If you want to see some basic information I gleaned about the Chris Chance stuff when it just happened, because the irony of that whole thing was I was going on a whim with a theory about what might be going on at the time, and I turned out to be like 100% correct on that. So that's fantastic.
Right. It feels so good to be right, doesn't it?
Yeah, apparently so. So feel free. I sent the link in here in the chat.
Okay.
The private chat. You can put that up.
I'm taking care of it right now.
So feel free to watch that, and if you're really interested in what I have to put out there, I am trying as hard as I can to find a better. Let's just say I'm definitely going to try to, get the production wheel crank going, and getting the content out there the best way I can with the way I'm doing it. There will be one on Chris Chan, I'm sure, and then there'll be one I think on this Isabella character. I'm still waiting on the confirmation, and then there'll be other things. Be aware as well that there also might be some iterations of The Hunt or other shows that might focus on something a bit more har look at this locale too, because I am somewhat going back into that as well. If you're also interested in that.
Awesome.
I have a bit of a tip when it comes to getting leads on Isabella. I'd recommend watching Tipster News. He does really good videos, and he's been documenting a lot of that stuff regarding that girl. So if you need any leads and you need some of the basic info, he's your man.
Sure thing. I'll keep in mind, and keep a lookout on that.
No worries.
Wanderer, what about you? What have you got coming up?
So I'm very excited to announce that my next Fallout lore video, which has been like literally almost a year since I did my last one, it premieres at 7:30 UK time, which is like half an hour before we usually do the show on Monday, the 16th of August. So be there or be square. If you want to learn about the Brotherhood of Steel and the entire history of them in the Fallout series, that's your video. And I've got plenty more coming. I've got an opinion video coming out the week after, which basically talks about my opinion, as well as a live stream on the Brotherhood of Steel being in Fallout 76. So if you want to hear my opinion and you want to possibly have your say in the form of a voice call, where you can call in on the show, then yeah, feel free to tune into that. And then after that, I've got the week after, I'm planning to release a video on Darth Nihilus from Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. And after that, another Fallout drawings, and then another Star Wars video, but I don't know what I'm going to do.
Woo-hoo.
And
Darth Nihilus.
yeah, Darth Nihilus he's like he's fucking based. That's the only way I can think of fun.
Okay, for the old guy here, what does based mean?
Based as fuck.
Oh.
Based and red pilled.
Oh,
I think I've explained that before. Have I not explained to you guys what base means on the show?
Yeah,
before? I
you-
swear
yeah,
I haven't.
yeah.
you have, but you know Doc's memory's starting to go. So
Yeah,
Alzheimer's.
tell us what it's based on, Wanderer.
Based on what?
Well, go on.
no, continue, please.
Based on the Molasica.
No.
All the poor people drowned in the syrup. Oh my
That-
god!
that
Fucking
has-
Boston.
that's gotta be
The
one of the
bitches
worst
deserved
ways
it. They deserved it for what they did to my tea. Dumping my fucking tea in the harbor.
Yeah, Texas on stamps better next time.
Piss about it, maybe.
Yeah, it's about it. Come on.
Doc, you got anything you want to say before we go?
I'm good.
All right. Bonk, thank you for coming on and joining us again, man. It's always a pleasure to have you. Once again, want to thank our guest, Cas Warfox, for coming on and joining us, and we will have him on again soon with a full show. We'll make sure we get all the times down correctly next time. So, but we will see you next Saturday, once again, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK time. Be working on some things behind the scenes, seeing who we can get lined up for next week. But we look forward to it as always. Thank you everyone so much for the love and support. If you haven't already, please go ahead, like the stream, helps us out. Hit that subscribe button, get the notification bell on, and come and join us. We're here. So we will see you next Saturday, once again, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK time. But until then, my friends, as always, peace be with you.
And don't drown in syrup.